One thing I have managed to reclaim, I think I showed you, didn't I? And I think I told you on the previous video, was my solar inverter that I've got here. Perks of working in a scrapyard. If you can see this. Let me grab my torch. This happy little fellow here is a, not a solar inverter, sorry, it's a uninterruptible power supply. Made by APC. Now we get loads of these coming to work. You try and buy one of these things, they are very expensive. Now I've got the higher amperage one there, so I can draw 2.7 kilowatts from this unit, which is less than 13 amps, but so I can't run like a super kettle on it. It's really coming down now, look outside. Rain, rain. Well, I'm getting wet because it's coming through the hole in the wall. Gonna have to close the door of the van, I think. Alright, where was I? So, yes. I'm now sat in the van with all the doors closed. Awesome. And that's my phone message going off. So yeah, this is a 48 volt unit. So the problem is with this van is it's a 12 volt system. So I'm going to be using a... oh, my hands are filthy. It's actually indelible ink from the pen that my wrist is a beard to has decided to leak everywhere. 12 volts. I'm going to use like a boost system, you know, like a buck boost kind of thing. I'm not going to obviously buck the voltage down, but I'm going to boost the voltage. Now it's not going to be much because it's only going to be it's only got to be something like a 10 amp, well, a 12 amp boost. Well, 10 or 20 amp boost, doesn't matter, because it is going to be charging up gel cells or AGM cells, whatever I can get my hands on, which is going to be nice when it is done. I was considering going lithium, because I have got so many of these 18650 cells. I've got millions of them. They're all like reclaimed cells, but they all seem to be quite good. And I was considering building my own 48 volt battery pack out of those, but I thought to myself it's going to be difficult with a lithium based charging system, and then when the batteries get to a certain percentage the power just goes off. There's no warning, it just instantly powers down. It's just a bit naff really. Plus the fact you think you're really cool because you know, you think it's really good because you've got a say you've got a, I don't know, a 100 amp hour battery, leisure battery. Well, the downside is on that you can only really use about 40 amp hours of that before, you know, the batteries, you know, the safety systems of the batteries will kick in, because you don't want to deplete them down any lower than say 50%. So it sucks. Lithium isn't great. I mean, that applies for all batteries, but gel cells and lithium and lead acids in general are a bit more forgiving than the lithium packs. Cheaper too, of course. And I don't like. I should really invest in one of those little end solderers, spot weld things, to solder the tags onto these batteries. Oh, my torch has decided to drop down. That's what the battery packs are for. It's for my torch, which this is a BLF Q8, which I'm just using. It's been spray painted silver, sadly. It's been very abused, but the batteries in that must be going flat. So yeah, that was my plan with the batteries, but screw the lithium. It's just not there yet, I'm afraid, in terms of technology. Everything's too expensive for it. It may be something I'll look into in the future, maybe run it alongside a gel pack, but that's miles away. That is miles away. A solar setup. Right, you heard me on about the solar setup, and I'm pretty sure I've spoke to you about this before, but I'm going to have a roof rack on this van. And my plan is with the roof rack is the solar panels are going to be stored under the rack in between the roof and the roof rack. So in the gap between, that's where the panels are going to be. Now you're going to think to yourself, that's a bit crappy really, because you're going to have the roof rails and stuff in the way of the light hitting the panels and things, but They are not going to be a constantly deployed thing. They're only there to... Because when I'm using this thing in daily use, which is what my plan is, it's going to be a daily driving vehicle that I can bugger off, with whenever I want to. It's the battery pack's going to be pretty charged from the engine being run daily anyway. So the solar cells on the roof, yes, they will be generating a bit of electric, not the full amount, but enough for, say, I'm just running backwards and forwards to work or whatever. However, the party trick that this is going to do is I'm going to be able to have the panels so I can pull them out from the side of the van on runners, on big heavy industrial runners. So the panels are going to be quite large. I'm going to try and get panels that are quite nicely large. I want them to be above each door. I don't mind if they're overlapping each other, so they can come underneath and then underneath to the middle, nice. But the plan is, like I say, to have the panels so they will extend sideways from the vehicle, obviously lockable in position, and I can use then those solar panels as a rain canopy or a porch maybe. Be quite nice, and two, maybe one on its side or two along the back, maybe extended outwards, would be quite nice. I'm pretty sure I can implement that into the roof rack design quite well. My plan is to get at least 4 panels on the roof, 4 very good sized panels, and it's way over the top, but I reckon I could get 500 watts on this thing, probably more, with that idea. And the cool thing is as well, there's nothing stopping me from having solar panels that can fold out as well, so they can fold down on the rack itself, down on the back somewhere, and then they can open up and open up again, and I can have the whole roof filled with panels again. I could probably get more panels on this thing than we've got in our garage, and that's a 6 full house size solar panel setup. 365 watts each panel at 38 volts, I do believe, giving a grand total of around about 1.5 kilowatts worth of solar juice. Look at my other videos on that project. That works really well, that does. What else? Yeah, so that's my plan with the solar setup anyway. Again, it's way in the future, and I've got a lot of modifications to do on this thing. All of this is designed to have its own battery pack built into it, which is what this big hole for here. That battery compartment goes all the way to about here, and then it's got, if you look around the back, it's got connections and things, which all of that I'm going to remove because I don't need any of those connections. This thing is going to be hardwired in on, say, some nice industrial sized plugs. Anderson connections for the batteries, nice, what it's already got on it, thankfully. So these kind of connections for the battery pack, quick, easy to unplug. Can also use that as my emergency stop in case anything goes wrong. Main power for when I'm, say, at a campsite and I'm electrical hookupping, if that's a word. So when I've got electrical hookup, this thing will be plugged into that, and this will control all of the power in the van because of what it is. It's designed to do that anyway. It's designed to keep computers running. If the campsite's electric goes out, or my trip trips off for some unknown reason, because some campsites only have something like a 6-amp trip, which is a bit sucky really, this will kick over and then start running off the batteries, because that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to instantly switch over from mains power to battery power instantaneously, matching the sine wave, and stop your computer from shutting down. Cool. So it's a bit over the top for what I want it to do, but I can make it a lot smaller than what it is. Because I say a lot of this I'm going to be cutting off, so I'm going to be literally angle grinding this off all the way down here to that. So I'm going to be left with a thing that's this wide, which I can hopefully hide somewhere. I don't know. I'll hide it somewhere. It's a bit heavy. It's a heavy unit. There's 2 very big transformers in that, and yeah, these things are worth a fortune to buy if you want to buy one brand new and second hand. You really should look on eBay at how much these are, but go down to your local scrapyard, guys. You'll probably pick one up for probably 30 quid. Nice and easy, and it's all USB compatible, so you can have a little tablet or something in here, which is my plan as well. Little tiny tablets, touch screen, or maybe a little laptop somewhere embedded into the wall or something, and I can use that as my television, so to speak, which I won't be having a TV airlines thing because I don't bother watching TV. Don't do it at home, so I don't do it. I'm not going to do it with that. As long as I can get my mobile internet working, I will be super happy, because I like to stream all my stuff. Anyway again, say it again. Rain, rain, listen to it. Oh, I put some cardboard over the hole. I've actually got some weird plans, right? So at the back here, I'm thinking of doing quite a tall cupboard from floor to ceiling, so to speak. So it's going to come out to about here, and it's going to come up all the way up to the roof. And inside that cupboard, I'm going to do some silly things. Silly things that you shouldn't do in a van of this size. I'm going to have running hot water. Yeah, you heard me. Running hot water in this van. It's not going to be pressure fed, but it's going to be gravity feed. I'm going to have a little, sort of like a tiny little immersion tank up in the corner here somewhere, or somewhere high up. Either on this side, yeah, should be on this side of the van. I could do it at the front and then run a pipe along, but that's just a pain in the ass. But on this side of the van, I think I'm going to do that. It's not going to be a excessively large hot water system, a hot water tank, but then again it is only for really one person, 2 at the max. I don't really think I'll be able to get 2 people in this. I might be able to if I really play around with it. I don't know yet. I've not even built the bed yet, so there you go. We'll worry about that later. I ain't got anybody to share a bed with anyway. What the hell am I on about? Well, that's ever going to happen. So. Yeah. The hot water system. So at the place where I work, I've managed to acquire a nice... it's actually from... you know when you go up to those drink water machines, where you've got the bottle on the top of it, sat on the top, and then you've got the 2 taps underneath. One will be hot water, one will be cold. I've actually got the hot water system from out of one of those, and it only uses a 300 watt heater, which is just a small thing that wraps around like a stainless steel cylinder. Sounds cool. That remains constantly full of water, hence the immersion style of heat. And then obviously you can run the pipe down through a normal tap. I was going to have it so that it's on a float style switch, so that when it runs, when the water goes low, it'll just top the tank up. And it's got an overflow on it, so any overflow excess can bleed back to wherever. Would work quite well. Yeah, it would work quite well, that. Oh dear, should I be telling you guys this? I've also got other plans as well for this, because this is like my van. I can do what the hell I want in here. Legally, anyway. I've also got a plan of building my own refrigerator from scratch. We're talking cupboard, you know, cold space, cold room, refrigerant lines, and compressor, and evaporator. The evaporator is going to go underneath the van, because it's cool down there, and the idea is you keep that pot as cool as you can. That makes it incredibly efficient. So through the bottom of the van somewhere, through some holes maybe in the floor, I'm going to put 2 refrigerant lines and have my little evaporator down there. Should I really be telling you guys this? Because this is again is quite a fair way in the future. It's not close. Although I am looking online at all these cool little 48 volt compressors you can buy now. R134A, which is the same refrigerant as what you know, cars use. Simple stuff. Ooh, the world is your oyster when you're building your own van, isn't it? And I'm adamant that I've got enough know-how to be able to build all this stuff. Refrigeration systems are incredibly easy things to get your head around. They don't take much at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could build that. I could build that with ease. I'm crazy, aren't I? I'm absolutely psycho. Absolutely psycho, but you know what? I like it.